Hey, welcome back to the lab at M2C Racing, where we show y'all how did they do that. So today we're going to be working on the 1462 gear guard. All right, this is to guard your gears, because a lot of guys they like to use different battery trays than stock. So when you remove this battery tray and you use the carbon fiber battery tray, it leaves the side of your battery exposed to this spur gear. All right. So, and you can imagine what happens when a battery runs into that spur gear. Bam, $100. So, me and Brett got together, met Brett Allen, shout out to Brett Allen, Life of Ballin' YouTube channel. We got together and figured out how to solve this problem. And what we came up with was the 1462. Just simple, easy to do, double-sided tape to the side of the motor mount. Bam, battery protected, $100 saved. And you just double-sided tape it, and I found some little double-sided tape strips that'll be included with each one. So I'm going to take you guys along with me on the development process and kind of how we do things. And you could also be part of the test team who helped me test this product by joining up on our YouTube channel. There should be a join link right down there. So let's go along on this journey. Let's have some fun. Might learn something. You might learn what not to do. Reckon we'll see. Let's do this. Okay, it's a beautiful day outside, so I went outside and did this. It didn't smell too bad. I could have done it inside. Seems like it goes on kind of thin, but you can see it is getting white, and that's going to be easy to scan. Do I think it's as good as primer? We're going to find out. But we're going to go over there to the computer. Let me get the scanner all set up, and we'll see how this stuff does. Finally, we're done updating software and all that stuff. So now we're gonna finally get to scan some parts. So here's how that, what is it called? Sublimating spray came out. It came out pretty decent. I'll zoom in on that so you can see it. I dropped that piece, so it's got a bunch of scratches in it. Oh, I need that in order to modify this stuff. So we're gonna let's get the easiest stuff first, I guess. Oh, I don't have any spray on that surface. It went on okay. As you can see, it didn't go on perfect. There was a little bit of oil on that shock tower there. You see where it ain't got doesn't have any spray. That tower came out good. This part came out pretty good. This, I sprayed it 2 or 3 times. I don't know. So far I'm having mixed results with the stuff. But, like on this, I think I should have cleaned it first. It specifically says no cleaning needed though. Anyway, so let's get on scanning this stuff. We should be warmed up by now. I guess we got version 20. I'm trying this angle here. I don't know if that's going to be very good. We'll find out. We're fixing to learn. If it's not, I'll cut it out and I'll redo it again. But I got to get this stuff done. See, I can't see that very well. I can see the line, but you see the sides are very important on this stuff here. Anyway, let's just get it going. There we go. You see how we got the little green thing going? Hopefully. See, I'm all jelly now because Kenny's got the new Revo scan. It's only $2,000, and I paid a crap ton more than that for this. But it is 5 years old, so there's that. I sure do like that thing where you just set it up on and it rotates on the table. That's pretty cool. Anyway. But I'm going to use this because I got a lot of money invested in it. We ain't going to give up on her yet because it does do a good job. I mean, it does do a really good job. It's definitely professional level for sure. So, like I said, it's very important. Okay guys, I just took this scan. Looks like it's pretty good because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a gear cover that screws into here and goes around this gear here. So you guys can use that Stick the GPM battery tray. Yeah, let's just get to the next one. I just want to get you guys through a part. I got a plan on this one. I'm going to make a little cover that comes over here and goes around this gear and comes down and butts up to here, so if the battery smacks it, nothing happens. So let's go export that. Good morning, guys. It's Saturday morning, and here's that stuff that I sprayed yesterday with the Revo point. I should have got it on video. I mean, it feels like there's a little film, maybe. Okay, I did notice. Here's where we're at on this this rock guard. It's not really a rock guard; it's a battery guard. Because everybody wants to use that GPM. I guess they're doing battery trays so they can get bigger batteries on the sledge, and my motor mount sticks out right here, and their their thing doesn't work right neither, because it only comes halfway. So I'm gonna make something. Me and Brett were talking about it. I'm gonna make something that hooks up to here so that everybody who currently has my motor mount doesn't have to buy something new. So we're gonna secure it here. I'm gonna make it so that the battery, when it presses against it, when it hits it, it's going to be hitting a flat surface, and it's going to be braced right here. So it's going to rest here, and it's going to hook up here and here. And you know, it's Saturday afternoon, and I am just about to create a solid on it. I'm just gonna. Okay, what I did was I just drew like a little group of lines here, and I'm going to extrude that out the length of almost the length of the motor mount, and then I'm going to extrude this out. This is going to be an extruded cut. It's going to have about 15 thou worth of stock left there. Okay, let's go right view. It's going to have about 15 thou worth of stock, and I got about 30 thou worth of stock outside the stock gear, so this should work. I'm going to print one up and we'll find out. So here's what I came up with. Now, we're going to use button head screws right here, and I made some little divots so that it would center itself on these, so it would center itself properly, because we got about a 30 thou hole down in there. So I made these little divots here, and that should get it nice and centered. And then we got the cutout for the diff gear here, and that goes all the way across so that it can be used for forward or rear mounts. So and looks like I can just print it just like this. I don't know how it's gonna come out. Let's print one and see. Here's what we ended up with. Looks like the picture. What do you know? Print came out pretty good. This was able to support itself along the way. Let's put it on and see what happens. Let's see. Well, let's check it out. See, here's my thinking, right? So, here's my thinking. I think we might need to put a little bit of, well, maybe not. No, I'm going to measure that gap. Because you see, this will never change, because these holes are in the program, right? Well, you can't see. All three of these holes are in the program. And then we bolt it to these three holes, and we cut the profile. Or, well, we probably just bolted to these two in the middle here. But after you assemble your motor mount, you don't even need to use these holes. You really don't even need to use it in the beginning, but you can. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a second revision. Okay, and I'm trying to get the camera. You can see that there's a tiny little gap right there. Because here's the deal. I'm hitting up here, right? We're touching up here. Trying to make it so you can see. It's losing focus because of my finger. We're touching up here, but we got a little flex right here. But I'm going to measure that gap on both sides, because these holes are always going to be consistent in relation to these holes as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that it actually just has a slight bit of pressure right there. I'll measure that with some feeler gauges and go print another one. And we'll get the M2C logo up here. And then, because you see, if it's hitting this, all right, we're hitting this with a battery, okay? So, hold on, let me grab the tripod, because I was over here yesterday. All right, so let's get on the tripod, right? So we're hitting this thing with the battery, because that's the whole point of this little doodad, right? Oh, let's get our angle back. There we go. Because that's the whole point of this thing, is to stop the battery from hitting the gear. Now you're gonna have to, I got about 25 thou in there. You can see, I can actually see a little bit of a line because it's thin. But you're gonna have to deal with the distance of this plus, 20 thou. So I think I moved to 25 away from the edge. So you have to deal with that. So having this block hitting this is going to be necessary evil. But the great part about that is I'm looking for something to bang with. Okay, so we're secured here, right? All right, we're hitting it with something flat. We're not even point loading it, right? We're hitting it with something flat. Every time you land, you're pressing that big flat battery against it. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to work. Let's dial it in, fix it up, get our logo on there, and give it a part number. Ha! No, I reckon I can keep going. It looks like about 15 to me. Let's try 15 and see what happens. Because I actually want to put just a touch of tension in it. There. It's more than that. You got to remember, we got some stack up because we got. Let's go 30. I don't think it's 30 though. Let's try 25. And these are feeler gauges in case we haven't covered those. These are all, like this one here is exactly, hopefully you can see that. This one here is exactly 0.025. Like if you put a micrometer on it, that's how big it would be. And you can use these to measure gaps. That's what they're made for. So 25 goes. I want to keep going up until I feel some resistance. Let's try 30. Let's try 35. Now what's cool is you can stack these up and you can just kind of eyeball it and then measure it with a caliper and figure out where you're actually at, or you can do the math, either way. Sometimes you just want to guess at it, stack it up. Now I'm getting some pull. I can feel it pulling there. Try not to be too bad in your way. See, 35 is too big. So, and I got a slight difference between the front and the back. That could be error in the print. Let's try it. Let's go back to 25 and see what that looks like on the front. Front? I'm probably right in your way. I know. I'm gonna call it 25 because that's a happy medium. Because you got to remember you're dealing with tolerance, and all those tolerances can stack up and pretty easily get you away from where you need to be. So you always got to take that into consideration. But this is going to be a great solution. It's going to be an easy deal. Right. So guess what I forgot? It's the first thing somebody said when I shot them a message. We're going to have to notch the top brace. So, oh boy. I'm thinking maybe come back and do double-sided tape up the sides. I'll put this contour in and I'll shrink this down a little bit to compensate for the double-sided tape. But see, I worked on that for I don't know however long I worked on it for, and darn it, that top brace didn't get me again. It ain't the first time it's bit me. I had to make his motor mount shorter back when we made it. We had got it done and installed, and I sent it out to a tester, and he's like, I can't put my top brace on. And then we found out that the top brace height slightly varies from car to car. So, yeah, and you can't even make another one because look how thin that is. You know, we did it on the jackhammer, but, you know, with some tower bracing. But anyway, so I'll go back and make some modifications. Maybe I can make it so we kind of locate it with these two holes and double-sided tape it here. I mean, I think that's a good solution. A little bit of double-sided tape, bam. I mean, this thing's gonna cost next to nothing and protect your battery. So I went back and fixed it. That's what it's gonna look like now. We're just gonna double-sided tape it because we can't compromise these two screws for the structure of the motor mount. There's no way. I mean, we could use those two metal ones, but they're covered. So we're just gonna double-sided tape it, and everybody's gonna go home alive. Easy. And it'll be super cheap to produce. I'm gonna go throw a logo on it. I'm gonna print it first. Let me go throw a logo on it, and then I'll print it, and then we'll have a good one. Okay, so I got it fixed up. We're gonna take this piece here. We're gonna double-sided tape it. It's gonna be super easy, super cheap. We'll just double-sided tape it, and it'll be just right. You know what I mean? That's gonna be it's actually a better solution than screwing it to the top. Because now, I don't know, screwing it to the top would have been a better solution, but we cannot compromise the 4 screws that hold this top plate and the assembly together. So let's do it like this, and you know, it'll be a cheap and easy solution that everybody can add to their current setup with no modifications. It will be good to go. Good morning, guys. So let's see. Here's our 2 pieces. Let's see how they came out. Let me try to do this one-handed. You know what? I think I can do them vertically. See, if I can do them vertically, they take up less space. I mean, it's the same amount of material, but I can print more at one time, so it's way more efficient. So, I mean, I ain't looked at that one yet. Let's pop it off and see what it looks like. I mean, that one looks nicer, of course. But that looks okay. Reasonable, but I can print those like that, and that's going to work out really good. So now I just got to sort out the you know, the double-sided tape. We'll cut it to whatever this height is. I think we're good to go. Hey fellas, thanks for coming along on this journey on how to create that part. We had fun making the 1462. Maybe you learned something, maybe you learned something not to do. Either way, as long as we had fun, that's all that really matters, right? So hit that like and subscribe button, join the test team, and come on down to www.m2cracing.net and check us out right now.